Hello, everyone. Q&A on the Ascension now in the moment. So I'm taking questions on what is happening now with the Ascension upon the planet and in the world, if you will. So, great gong there as an introduction to the new world, to a higher timeline yet, and higher vibration. So while I'm waiting for some viewers to come in and some questions, what I wish to say is that, always with this ascension, it is always guaranteed and ascertained. Um, So, having said that, we must go through the process and keep going forward as we keep creating the new world for all of humanity and everyone that is ascending. Uh, along your journey and your course of doing your inner work and, of course, coming to the place of the realization when you reach that point that it's not about self, that it's about the entire planet, that you come to know that you are safe uh, just by being divine in what you are, and then you come to realize your mission and purpose upon the planet is not about self, that it's about the whole, if you will, the whole planet and the ascension, and that's what's occurring. So we are in the most glorious times, and we wish to shorten those times so we get the mission completed, and we do have that effect upon it. So there is not a set linear time with the ascension. Uh, it is. It is accomplished through the feats and events and participation by all that make it happen much more quicker. So, once you're to a level of empowerment that you can manifest, can create, that you're relaxed, not stressed, and know that you're here for another reason, then you join and unite uh, with all of the others that have been placed here uh, for this ascension to take humanity forward. So we are in those great times of unity right now where um, divinely and at the soul level each is called into more of an action to take things forward. And it's happening, and we shorten up the duration of linear time with it. So I'll have a look down here and see. Um, we got to give the gong another. Okay, this signals when I'm ready to answer questions. That means I'm ready now. So, any questions, put them in the comments section, and I'll begin to answer. Yeah, I got a beautiful pink shirt Femke got me. It's a little bit more colorful and vibrant, and I love it as well. It is such a beautiful shirt. So, okay, let's see if my comments section, if it's working. Okay. Okay, so I only see 3 comments yet. It says, good morning from Southern California. Joyous Indigo, good morning. And Brother Neluto from Romania, hello, brother. And Silver Brook. There should be more than that on here. We got 23 viewers. However, any questions, we're open. I am open for the questions. before I begin, my first question will be to you. How is the feed? Is it consistent, or is there any glitching in the feed? Thank you. And hey, Brother Jens. Yeah, so it looks like most are pretty quiet with this. I'll keep it short, unless, of course, we get um, some more questions in here. But generally, again, we are just everything is going forward with even activations, divine activations that ones are doing, and of course, what I and a group of us are doing. It's very complex, and uh, it's in the creation areas of the activations, what we are doing, that affects overall the ascension and timelines and dimensions, and bringing all of that into alignment and convergence to take the mission fully home, if you will. So we do work on very complex energetic areas with doing that and facilitating it. And of course, it's all divinely timed as well. Uh, that enables us to do this higher creational work. As the vibration of the planet raises, then it allows us to be more interactive on the creator level in the atmosphere, in the reality. And of course, everyone contributes to making this, and we all have our roles to play, and our divine contributions with it. So everyone contributes in some way to doing this. And of course, for doing the ascension, it's also the purity with it. The more pure you are at heart, the more inner work that you have done, then what opens up for you is more of your purpose, more of your reason why you are here, and also more of your direction as a soul, as a divine being upon the planet for this glorious time, to know how you can contribute more to creating the new reality and the heaven on earth scenario. And of course, what you have upon the planet is a mixture of souls, meaning we're taking humanity in the planetary ascension to the first echelon of the fifth dimensional state of being, which requires a certain purity. However, with many of you that are watching this video, your multi-dimensional abilities has already been activated, which means you don't need to just stay in the fifth dimensional environment that is created upon the planet. Once we get humanity there, you go into your other dimensional spaces and even times. So, however, it is regulated yet divinely, that we are to at least stay in this reality and this dimension until the mission is complete. And essentially, the mission is delivering humanity out of the control of the density and the negative that no longer serves. So, putting humanity up in a free and prosperous place with the heaven on earth scenario. That is the mission. And more or less, very few leave until that mission is accomplished. So, I'll have a look again, see if there's any questions. Okay, so Joy says her understanding is CERN is going to activate us in a good way. No. Having said that, this is part of the fear programming put out there that they're turning on CERN and it's going to do something. What I suggest, no. CERN has no effect on reality, and it does not come on to that magnitude nor proportions. And what I suggest is to know that what you are as a divine being and creator is omnipotent over any of these lower density technologies or devices, and that it does not interfere at all with any things that in alignment with this ascension. So thank you, and thank you thank you, Joyce, for the feed being good. Silver Brook. Could you elaborate a little bit more on your question, Silver? So yeah, just elaborate and please rewrite it, and then yes, it's important. I will answer this. In the bottom part, you say about feeding the guilt, shame, blame, unworthiness. Never a good. That is part of the old programming and the construct, but also there was that intentional, deliberate. Dark energy to keep one suppressed by that unworthiness, which you are correct. However, the gates have opened. There is the new choice, what ones can have even without being healed enough to see it. The choice is given to them very easily, and then poof, they heal much quicker with this. So yeah, I'd like, Silver, if you just rephrase that a bit, and then precisely I can answer it. Thank you. Esther says, are we going through a karmic cleansing now? Let me say, right in this moment, what I wish to say for those that know they are co-creators and that you have activated enough of your inner knowing, your trust in your divine authority, that for you there is no karma. There is no karma because you are the co-creator now, and by saying you have no karmic attachments, then there is none, because you create that there isn't any. If you look at karma, a debt that ones feel that they need to pay, let's say, for ancestors, that also is frivolous, and it's also not correct. It is part of the dense fear narrative to keep one's thinking they always got to pay for what others did. And that is an illusion, and that is not true as well. What there is no karma. It's no karmic debt to be paid. Now, there is a karma where one's, by ill intent, if they do things in this now with ill intent towards another, there is what you call a karmic reaction that comes back on them many-fold. And the reason that works is because they have an ill intent that is negatively charged, and this is only from souls that have this ability. But if they have a negative intent and they are a soul, what they are doing is energizing their reality with a negative thing, which is not positive and it's not in divine alignment. So when they negatively charge their energetic field because of their ill intent, then they attract many-fold like circumstances upon their self. And this is a divine mechanism that is set up upon the planet also to assist in the soul's learning, do not generate ill intent out, for it will come back manyfold upon you. And then what that does, by them seeing the negative effect, by them being negative, then they come to realize that this is true and that they must stop acting in those negative ways and with any negative intent towards others, because it's not divinely supported. And we also take this stronger or to a higher level, where when we speak about the minions and the actual darkness, what's left upon the planet, uh, what occurs, because everything is energetic, so the more ill intent that they began to put out, they also activate what you consider is the wrath of God, which is a karmic accumulation of what they put out comes back as well. And this is one of the reasons why the planet is energetically set up to react like this now, because we are going from what used to be, what we had achieved is before it was negativity. Then we got to the planet to enough where there was the balance with the positive and the negative that occurred in 2012. Now we're going forward with the positive, with the light, and anything negative and false has to fall away. It destructs, because where we're going is in the new reality where it cannot exist. So it's assured at the individual and divine level that each one, to the degree, the vanguard, the way showers that are awakened, that they do this energetic work. And when you have one empowered, pure, enlightened one, they affect the reality of millions upon the planet. So again, we look at the misconception of one's thinking that everyone needs to be awake. No, that's not true. You only need about 8,000 that are enlightened and in unity, and it changes the whole world. And part of what I am doing at this time, I keep putting out the clarion calls to unite all of these together so we create this new world going forward. But being fully open with you, what we are finding, there still is resistance with this. Part of the reason is some of these, they are a little bit reluctant because they're not fully in their power yet. However, they are coming to that. And when this full unity comes, poof, it creates the full recognizable flashpoint. But with the flash, I need to say, we're already in the flash. You don't know that you're in it because you're in it. But what occurs, we are developing it now, and there can be a flashpoint very quick, a significant one. But with flashpoints, having said that, they are occurring all the time, and many of you can see the resets of reality when you'll have a flash. And this is very real, because the timelines in reality are also energetic streams that are affected. And as we raise the vibration, if it's a significant quickening of a vibration, it does create the flashes, and you do see them. So, thank you. Instead of rambling, I better look at a few more questions there. I'll roll back here. Terry Rash says, why with so many benevolent beings, angelics, etc., why are there so many different truth scenarios of what's to happen? Well, what you have, Terry, is you also have many false narratives that the darkness they cannot create um, directly themselves. So they create many of these false narratives to disempower the others and to confuse them. And this is, in what you're saying, so many truths. Really, a lot of these are not truths. There is pretty much the one empowering truth that blasts you right forward, and that's knowing your divinity, purify yourself, keep connected with Mother, Father, God. This is the quickest way to your empowerment. Don't look at any limiting beliefs or disempowering beliefs. Like I think someone said the other day, the Anunnaki got a plan for humanity or whatever. You are not. You are not human. You're humanoid, and we are omnipotent. Prime Creator is omnipotent, and no little Anunnaki or Greys or any of that. They are only fourth density beings. You are multidimensional. We are divine, and we are above that. So, in their great desperation and fear, the darkness and what's left of them in the minions, they have no choice. They cannot go forward where we're going, for it's not within them to do this. They would have to change everything they are. So, out of their desperation, they'll write up a false narrative and pass it uh, to an unbeknownst co-creator, if you will, uh, with them thinking that it's real, so they can create that reality for them. And that's how reality in the past was created. So the trick is, do not, with any of the limited beliefs or false narratives, do not energize those. And what I suggest, don't waste time looking at them. You might wish to learn something quickly along the way, but only look at them neutrally. You don't want them controlling you, these false narratives, and directing you. You want the one that resonates the most, and that is in the full pure alignment, and that takes you forward. So don't waste time on the false narratives. And there's many of them out there, that I have seen, and because of the desperation of the darkness and where they're so frantic, they keep attempting to create new false narratives to confuse as many as they can, and to keep one separated as well, because these are part of the old dark tactics to maintain a control. So by furbishing them with false beliefs that disempowers them, then the darkness is back here laughing and is able to maintain their control. So be wise and know who and what you are and all of your divine abilities, and that love and purity always win. Jess, hi Jess, says, where do you think Canada is at in terms of the collective consciousness and ascension on this Canada Day? Jess, what I know about it, I'll use an indicator that Rick Eaton gave me yesterday or a couple days ago about the Ontario election or what have you in the province of Canada, where apparently there was less than 50% turned out to vote. This makes a significant statement, at least for Ontario, Canada, showing that um, less showing that the majority does not trust any form of government or political leadership. So this is a great indication of how they know what the governments did, but they know they need a choice. And what we have, as you can see on the screen, is it's the divine deliverance, the worldwide choice. So this is a very great thing to see that numbers, as we're seeing in Canada. I believe with GPMS, it's perhaps just over 500 that are aware and know of their choice yet, but at any moment that can expand and go very viral as well. So in Canada, my feelings are yes, there's the more than the majority are awake, and right at this time that by joining and uniting all together with GPMS, that GPMS and what the deliverance is, the heaven on earth scenario, that there's more than enough awakened to support this reality now. It's just again getting everyone united with it, and we kept it as simple as possible, so that ones didn't really need to have all of their inner work done or their divine knowing, that they could just see it and at least feel that it's something that they want. And during the course of that, once they feel and want it, then they began their empowerment as well. With this, and thank you, Jez, it's a misconception for ones to think when you look at some numbers, 3 or 4% steer the herd mentality. That is a misconception. It's not that much. And we have recorded some actual numbers with Thailand, with GPMS in that country, and by all the beautiful people there, that when we looked at we did the math on it, what we actually saw was at decimal 0.002 of the population that was registered with GPMS, it naturally and organically began to change in very good ways Thailand and the people and the community, because of the great more than a hope. It's really being actualized. They know it with GPMS, and that is creating a different environment for them. And very quickly, they are becoming more energized, more happy. A couple quick things with it. The children are laughing that know about it. They are consented to put their support with GPMS. They are happy to know that their beautiful, comfortable world is coming, that they no longer need to be impoverished. The farmers in the fields, they sent the message to us saying that they can work all day. They're no longer tired. They are energized because they know of the great new world they are part of and that we're creating. So when you look at decimal 0.002 of the population within the country has that much of an organic effect, you can see how very quickly in the world it can change. And when you take that figure and you apply it to the world population, I think it's just over 1 million. So anyone wondering about the power of GPMS, we don't need billions that causes the great flash. So at any moment, if once there is, let's say, 1 million signed up, consented, their accord with GPMS, boom, it can create the flashpoint as well. And this is divinely why I'm pushing it forward, as well as other awakened ascended masters that are involved in this, and also more of the light leaders that are involved and are more recently very quickly coming to the table to unite. So you don't need the numbers that you thought before, and we are so grateful and thankful for that, that we have the actual confirmation of the actual number that it takes to begin to change the timelines, which was very small, decimal 0.002. So you can imagine everyone that is awakened, but all the spiritual teachers and all of the uh, awakened ones in the divine ones, by coming together and also spreading the message of the new world, very quickly how it changes everything upon the planet. And by creating the new world and supporting the new with what GPMS is, you don't need to contend with the darkness. They just cannot go forward. So you don't waste energy on them. For everyone, no matter what you're doing, put your focus on the positive and going forward to what you feel is right. And by doing that and keeping positive, you don't see as much of the darkness, the density, and you don't experience as much as well. I got rambling. I'll look down here. Hector Anthony says, how do I continue working within the system to influence change? When do I just quit, or isn't that a negative response? Well, Hector, within the system, the problem was with the system. The solution is outside of the system in creating the new, what GPMS is. So it is, and I need to truthfully, honestly, openly say this, it's futile to try to change the system from inside. The system is all designed to compress, to control, to oppress, and to create misery, sickness, separation, all of this. So you don't want to be in there trying to fix this. The internal dynamics and mechanics of what it is the old system is created to create all of the old. So it makes absolute sense. Detach from that, throw it all away, focus on something entirely new. So that page is thrown out of the book, if you will, and start with a clean, purified slate with all of the good things you want in there. None of the old negative things. You have learnt that. It's not part of our new. What we are doing is all the good things with love, sharing, harmony, comfort, prosperity, the abundance, the freedom. This is the new world we're creating. So you shift your focus out of the old and your energy, detach it from it, and become aligned with creating the new world here upon the planet. So when that energized focus is upon creating the new world, where you're not caught, looped into fighting something within a system that's never going to recognize you, like, for example, the governments are all in there. If they actually had humanity's best interests in mind, they would not have created all of the systems to control people with money in the old way. So you got to get out of that and start anew. And this is what GPMS does. GPMS is the divine deliverance. It's sent from Creator upon the planet. It's what everyone prayed for. You know, I see one saying, we're waiting for Jesus to come. Well, the truth is, Jesus has been upon the planet since 2012. Jesus is within you, within I. We're all here to take it forward. You know, it's already occurred. And so ones need to recognize what GPMS is, that it is the divine deliverance from God. The prayers have been answered. It's here right on their plotter right now, and it's so simple. They just need to choose it, and all together it gets created, and it's all done, all of the old. You don't need to waste years fighting, looking for a justice against someone that stole money, because you just create all of your own, and it doesn't matter if they stole billions. Don't even waste your energy, don't waste your time on trying to make them pay for something that is, it's not going to matter when you just create all of your own money. So it's so important to look at how simple and easy GPMS is. And, you have all of these lawyers and what have you that are, to some degree, that are awakened, that are trying to fight an old system and tell the governments in an old system that they're sovereign and divine. Well, you don't do that. For the first thing, when you're divine and sovereign, you don't need to prove it to a government, and especially if the governments were going to accept it, they would have before. So it becomes very obvious, no, they don't want to, but they want to keep you separated. So the most sensible, logical thing is to unite all of those that are awake and just create the new world. Stop fighting the system. It's an old system. You cannot win. It's not designed for you to win. It's designed to disempower you, de-energize you, keep you in misery, to dissuade you from ever trying to get out of it. So be wise. Just join together and create the new system. And there's more than enough awake to do this, as I said. So, it's your choice, Hector. You say, when do I just quit? Or, yeah, separate it from it. You have the choice to choose the new world or keep slaving and working in the old, going to work, making money to come home and pay bills, where you see it's all designed that the inflation is increasing, which is putting more burden on you to make you work harder and harder just to try to stay alive. This is a senseless looping thing for anyone to be doing when you have this full, liberated, and abundant choice. So detach from the system. And also, when everyone begins to do that, just quit your jobs. And when you do that and join all together, this collapses the old control system. So do whatever you need to do. If some of you, uh, let's say, have some savings in the bank, if you're able to exist for a few months, get those out of the bank, quit the job so that the old implodes, and let's create the new very quickly together. But everything is happening so quickly that the new world is really right at your fingertips. It's not that far away. So assist at getting the new choice out there to all, so we get it done. We have the higher consciousness, absolutely competent and in the heart leaders upon the planet to take humanity forward. And also within the voice is all of the skill set and all of the solutions for the new world. So we got everything. We just need to unite the people and get the people's voice to support the new world, and voila, it's done. It's that simple. So also with that, the lower timeline is divinely designed to destruct and implode and squeeze ones like this, to force them to make a choice and look for something else, to know that there has to be another solution. And that solution is GPMS, which is the ultimate solution. And this is the Ascension. I'll look for another question here. Laura Sunder says, will the solar flash transmute all ego from the 3D in a flash, or will it depend on each soul's evolutionary journey? With this, what I wish to say, there is no longer a 3D. Since 2012, the entire planet has, and all of the inhabitants, has been put into the fourth dimensional environment where anything that needed to be done by the individual to prepare for the fifth dimensional world is being done here. This is why so many are doing their inner work at overcoming the fears so that they're all prepared for the fifth dimensional state of being while still in the humanoid form in the heaven on earth scenario. Uh, so you say, will the solar flash transmute all ego? Uh, Again, we are amidst the huge flash right now. We are in it. You just don't see it because you are in it in the way that time works. But it's happening quickly, and I explained a little bit earlier in the video about the flash, what is occurring. We still could have a flash that may be very notable. However, we are having subsequent flashes as we go along, and where the timelines are readjusting without going back into all of that. So Laura, it's in earlier in the live. You can see where I spoke more about it, and all ego and all of that. It's all let go as we keep going forward. Christina Burton says, how are we doing number-wise for GPMS? It's just over 24,000 that have registered their accords at this point, and it's comprised of all ages, children, and right to seniors. So, having said this, also with the anticipation that very soon huge groups will unite, then the numbers can jump substantially. You know, with some of these bigger groups out there with 1 million, 3 million or more in it. So again, it's a misconception to just look at the present number of GPMS and how it keeps moving up a few hundred or several hundred consents, accords a day, because there are variable factors that can just cause the virality with it. So I wish to say for someone, don't use a gauge on, you can, but don't look at it as a gauge, the rate of growth, because there are so many variable indicators that can make it go viral very quickly. But it is important to note that it's growing consistently, and as the voice grows, this is also physically and materially creating the new world. This is the beauty with it. So the more that gets on board, you know, once we have the majority, then the new world is created. So the quicker we get it done, the better it is for all. So it's doing great. And yeah, Laura says, how are we doing with GPMS organically growing and expanding? Let me say the seeds are in there in so many groups and so many areas, and now we're beginning to see the proliferation of that, beginning to get the feedback that more are coming in alignment with it. And what we need is these so-called prominent leaders of humanitarian groups, sovereign groups, communities, all of this to get together to unite as one. And we're now beginning to see more coming back and are becoming more proactive at assisting and spreading the word organically. As I said, it has changed Thailand with an amazing small amount of numbers when you look at the total population there, which is totally indicative of the GPMS divine power as well, by those ones uniting as a whole. In Thailand, it's They are connecting. It's creating so much more community and friends all through Thailand. So it's creating an energetic network by all of those in GPMS that are there, and it's affecting in very good ways and changing all of reality. And yeah, it's fanning out. It's so beautiful to watch this. So it is happening. And so Laura asked about Indonesia. How can we assist there? The best way, as we're saying worldwide, get the GPMS choice, the ultimate solution in there. Get it to the ones that are awake enough or that are of the higher consciousness that identifies quickly, what it is, that it's part of the ascension and this is the tool, divine tool that gets it all done. So don't waste time on ones that don't see it or don't pay attention. You know, put your energy and your focus towards the ones that are open for it, because these are the designated divine leaders to get it to the others as well. And already in Indonesia, we have seeded in there. Anyone wishes to look on the website, you can see it's perhaps 113 countries or more that we have GPMS seeded into, and which is important. So once you get the seed in there, if you have from a new country just one that registers their accord, their support with GPMS, then that is the one seeded that's planted. But it has an energetic effect as well, which is, let's say, contagious in a good way. And because it's a divine seed, it has more power than any of the density in the darkness, and it grows. So it's just like if you see a cement, if you see a paved driveway and you see a plant that cracks through and grows and flourishes. This is the same thing with one in a country with GPMS. Nothing stops it. This is absolute. It is divine, and nothing stops it. Um, Silver Brook asks about the the abortion topic. What I suggest for all is to not really give that any energy again, because that's part of the lower timeline. What you wish to do, you know that going forward, that things are more harmonious and good, and that all of the moral and right decisions are made, and that good things occur. And what you have in this new environment, uh, when you have ones that are coming together, male and female, and a child is born, it's based on a higher vibration and harmony where there's actual love there, and you don't have the situations that was caused by the old, let's say, even with a single female would become pregnant and not able to provide for the child. That's all eradicated, because in the GPMS New World, each one's uh, own money in abundance is activated. So, for example, in the New World, you could have a mom that becomes a divine feminine that becomes impregnated, but she now has the choice that she can totally provide for the child everything, and when the child is born, the child actually activates his or her own value as well. So nothing needs to be paid for. So there's no more stress with that. So the children live, if you will. There is no reason to abort, unless, let's say, during the transition, that there still is, until we get all of the healing technology upon the planet, if there was some difficulty with a birth, for medical reasons. But what I'm saying is, no, there is no requirement for abortion where we're going. So it's eradicated from the new reality. And again, it's important for ones not to get caught up too much on that, because these are old laws and things, and they're all designed to cause misery, negativity, take away freedoms of choice, and to create negativity. So it's best just to take that whole thing, just do not look at it. You know what is good, and focus on the new again. So you don't get drugged down in a lot of the drama with it, is what I suggest. Silverbrook asks, are non-terrestrials, extraterrestrials, aliens from other planets living among us and assisting us in this ascension process? The answer is yes, there are benevolent aliens, extraterrestrials that are also upon the planet in humanoid form, as well as above the planet in different dimensional forms, and in time and space as well. So yes, there is, to keep it simple, there is also multiverse assistance that you could call galactics, extraterrestrials. Yes, it is here to assist in overseeing the planetary ascension, and to assuring that most of the chaos that with the destruction is avoided, so that we go forward as well. So there are tasks being looked at to keep chaos limited, but the chaos, to some degree, was necessary to get ones to awaken and know that they got to act and unite. So it's all part of the destruction, is part of the construction for the unity. And there's uh, many energetically that are also assisting with this, to keep it simple. And Jeterat from Thailand, one of the head leaders there, and I was just speaking about the beautiful work you have done in Thailand, and I didn't speak about on this one how the teams you assembled in all the geographical areas of Thailand, the representatives, and how they each had their own areas and began getting the word out, and recording the accords, and how it has proliferated. And Thailand is the perfect example and the leader of how GPMS is so powerful and how quickly it changes reality. And the Thailand team has done such a major, impressive job at showing how to organize together and create the community and the network for it, and in loving, compassionate ways, and supporting their entire community of Thailand, the entire community of Thailand, and until we get GPMS into full fruition. So they have a very beautiful pair for this. So much gratitude and love and light to Thailand and you, Jitterat. Thank you. Yeah, and thank you Laura, with this. We kind of got on GPMS again, but yeah, it is part of the ascension. It's an important part because it is the vehicle that ascends the planet. So, having said that, I was going in this. I had anticipated to answer individual, perhaps questions about the ascension and things, but it is all connected, and we're doing it. And thank you at growing also GPMS in the Philippines and in Dubai as well. And today I saw one pop up from Iran, the first one that has registered a consent from Iran into GPMS. So that was also a great indicator to see. Anne says as she came back to France, she feels depressed, and she says, "Is France still on a lower timeline?" Uh, she felt the energy different than up in Denmark. Let me say, there is a lot of density, yes, in France again, and a lot is about the anger and the one staying in that anger, not really knowing that they have the full direction yet with GPMS. For example, we have, and you included, we had attempted at giving France the solution of GPMS, but so far they haven't realized it uh, enough to know that it's a solution. So what you're feeling is the great density, the desperation by the people, the anger, and the fear. Uh, so it should be at any moment, though, ready to release as they come into GPMS. And so once they see that the solution worldwide is here in the direction, and as they began to get that, with the yellow vest movements, these are huge numbers in France, as we know. And as soon as we get a couple of those leaders knowing what GPMS is, you're going to feel very good in France. And all over the world as well, because the people generate the good vibration. So right now you got most of France is generating a negative vibration because of the anger and fear. But once enough of them knows about GPMS and the full solution, then that changes in France as well. So, okay, I've been quite a while without a cigarette here, almost a minute, so that's great. Um, so I'd wanted to come on and share, uh, some things at least, and to answer some questions. And so we have done that, and so we're on a continuing ascension mission, if you will, Femke and I. And having said that, Anne, I was given by Father, we need to go to Denmark soon, to also areas we had activated there last year. We need to recalibrate them. It needs to be done with our physical and the energetics attached to the physical body. So we got to go there and upgrade uh, some of these to recalibrate it to fit uh, the reality, what we've done, but also to energize very quickly some futuristic events in lines of unity with GPMS out of Denmark as well. There's many beautiful awakened ones in Denmark, but there were so many groups that were all separated, freedom fighters. But as a result of what has gone on over the last year, they also should be ready now to come to the table to create the unity and be part of the worldwide community at getting it done. So, having said that, again, we're still what we do. Femke and I, we're still doing this divine mission, and we're still, let's say, need to use some money within the existing system here yet. Um, for whatever reasons, we're not divinely allowed yet to just manifest an unlimited bank account for many reasons. So it depends on also all of you that it resonates with to assist, to support with the mission. And having said this, there is a link that if you feel inclined and that it resonates to assist with small funding, uh, the link is in my About section. And let us say, as a result of the worldwide inflation prices going up, that also it's taking a little bit more in the past, even though we're totally, absolutely conservative, uh, to let's say to eat, and now we need to just travel a little bit. Denmark's right close, but the prices of things are going up, and I know each one of you are also probably feeling that more compression upon the money and things. So, uh, however, GPMS, we're getting it done, and hopefully all of the suppression, compression will be over soon, the sooner we get it done. And I and Femke, we continue forward doing what we do. We assist many. We do not charge for that. The only thing we request is funding from time to time just to keep us going, because we do not work at any jobs where you get paid. What we do is, our job is divine, that we give our attention to the mission, to the timelines, and to many individuals freely. So that keeps us totally busy. So any support with the mission is greatly appreciated as well. So, having said that, love, light, and gratitude for all of you. And you know, we got it. It's all done. We're just going through the process of living it, and very quickly by our actions, we get it done quicker. So when everyone becomes more active at doing it, we get it done, and everyone is free and abundant. And those that need to heal, at least then they got the free positive space where they can heal in so much quicker. The way it was before, by many healers worldwide trying to heal one's individual, you'd be a millennia doing that, and humanity doesn't have time. So we do the one thing by using the good control of money and the freedom, and establishing the divine law and authority upon the planet. Then it puts everyone up into the place where they heal almost instantly, and in the place where all of the healing technologies and miraculous modalities, if you will, all of that's there to heal them completely. But until we get there, as you're seeing, there are still, because the vibration is dense, and because ones are still able to be in a dis-ease, a disharmonious reality, it makes it more difficult. So it makes common sense for us to get this new world created as soon as possible, put the focus on it, and of course it assists all of your loved ones, whether they're awake or not. They will thank you for it in the very near future. So, having said that, I said it before, but I love this gong. So, love, light, and gratitude. Cool, huh? Have a great one wherever you may be. Thank you.